Hello everyone and welcome to the Albarian where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. Today we're talking about them. Hi, how y'all doing? How is everyone? There's quite a few people just hopping around and hopping there and chat. What's up, first time chatter? We see you. What's up, petulant cobra? Petulant. That's how you say that word. English, I speak it. I know how this mouth works, and I know how to formulate words. Yes, sentences, maybe not so much. I'm Murray, the innkeeper of the place here, and these two, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi.
So
Go ahead.
excited.
I I show up here from time to time. People call me Smokey.
Hey,
And
The end.
I am Ben Jagaba, or just Ben. I do stuff around the inn, and I have my own channel. So check it out.
They're great. They do fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. What were you playing yesterday? I was off in my own world.
I was trying to play this game called The Lies of P. It was essentially Elden Ring, but you're Pinocchio. But my computer couldn't run a stream and play that game in particular at the same time. So
Ooh.
we were doing some Dreamcast stuff for a little bit. A lot of technical issues, but we we uh, we had a good time.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
Having a good time. Nice. Well, let's see. Announcements first. That's what we normally do. One of us. What's up, Smokey? Thanks. Thanks for the sub. I don't know if you all heard that, but I heard it, and oh boy, it was loud. Sad thing is, I don't know how those things work anymore. I can't remember. Announcements. How do I do this? My pre-display one is broken too. Is this working? Sort of
Yep.
ish. There's your faces. It's all jumbled up, and mine's mixed because the cams are all broken. What's going on there?
Oh.
It just decided to break one of these days, and man, just so tragic.
I feel like every time I open OBS, there's
something's
something
wrong,
new,
right?
and I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
it likes to
don't know
break.
why.
Yeah. It literally just blew up all of my images for no reason, and I had to resize each one by one or recreate the whole scene by scratch. So.
Oh my gosh, right. Yeah, so that's what's going on here. I have to resize everything, and that's not what I want to show. And yeah, I tried. I could actually do this. Not one we typically use. Oh, it's not quite working because I didn't summon it to the right place just yet.
God,
That's the wrong button.
we were everywhere. Oh,
We
jeez.
were. We're still going everywhere. I've been everywhere, man.
I'm so cut into many places.
Boom. Oh man, look at that. There we go. Just so I can get here. We have a store, everybody. I could have just summoned a
Yeah.
brand new overlay thingy on there, but hey, look at that. Look at these wonderful things. So many delightful designs and drawings. Ooh, look at this one. It's shiny.
And water bottles.
And water
Cups.
bottles. Got the motivational ultian with the do you believe in friendship?
And oh my God, are those hoodies?
They are. Oh, so delightful and warm for that wonderful -degree weather we've been having for so too long.
Hey, it was above 0 today.
It was for the first time in 5 days. How do you do it? Northern regions and
It was
Arctics?
actually colder here yesterday than in Antarctica.
Yeah.
That's what one of the people in the
All right.
office said. They probably lied to me, so who knows?
Back to fixed
But
cams. Merch, yeah. We were doing
Yes.
that just to show off the merch. Go check out the merch.
Merch is cool.
There's some really cool things going on in there. Those cams are not designed for this overlay, that one, because I wasn't supposed to be in there for this one. That's my own fault. I didn't do what I was supposed to do firsthand. Other stuff going on. Saturday at 12 p.m. MT, come on by for the continuation of our Fate Core miniseries. The last one was absolutely friggin' delightful. Huh, so good. We're only just getting our sweet taste of that system and our own little sweet taste of that world inside the Alberin. Yay! Thank you, Mama Gek, for bringing it here. So, the first one's going to be coming out Thursday night at 5 p.m., so check it out. Catch up and come on in. You don't even need to really catch up. That's a glory of Fate Core. There'll always be recaps too. That's on Saturday at 5 p.m. MT. Nope, 12 p.m. MT. There we go. And Sunday, as always, Chronicles of Nathriel. 3 p.m. MT. That's going on. They're in a very different location than they were expecting. Getting eaten by a delightful thing that came out of my brain.
As many horrors tend to do.
Yes, I was particularly a fan of what Ethan said at the beginning. Oh no, what have you created for us this time? Nothing good. The last little delightful thing is, hey Ben.
Yes. I got ChatGPT to give me a character because
Oh,
I was
no.
struggling to come up with one.
Oh! To give you a character
So-
for the read. Okay, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you now.
So our character's name is Captain Leo Mercer. A grizzled space captain with a mysterious past, Leo navigates the galaxy in his ship, the Star Marauder. So, that's the only context we get.
Need guidance on life, auto, or homeowners insurance? Contact Kate Woolman State Farm for all of your insurance needs. Rates can be more affordable than you think, and protecting what matters most to you is important. Call Ben at 719-539-6265 and I'll set you up with what you need. That's 719-539-6265.
I guess that was my space captain.
I'll give you an applause. Yeah, I'll give it a...
We started Grizzled
6.5.
and then we didn't finish Grizzled. That's what I
Yeah,
didn't
you did
like.
pretty good though. It gave me the nice space aesthetic
Okay.
for an announcer. Like that grizzled captain, in your classroom who just couldn't quite make it as a captain and got relegated to teaching instead.
There we go. So he's super intense.
Super intense. Better
To
as a drill
compensate.
sergeant. I like the voice though. Oh gosh.
Oh, thanks.
As soon as you started speaking, I immediately took you all from -7 on the sound gate to about a -20.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was definitely louder than I usually talk.
Uh-huh.
For sure.
Those are our announcements. Thank you, Kate Woolman, for sponsoring us and
Yeah.
believing in this wonderful shenanigans and that delightful display at the very beginning just to show people our merch page.
And it's her birthday, so happy birthday, Kate.
Hey! Happy birthday from... I can't use that tune because it's actually copyright, I think, somewhere else. We actually
Mickey
happy...
Mouse isn't anymore, just saying.
It isn't? Oh. Really?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse is
Out of the copyright.
Yeah, it's into public domain.
Public domain,
an older
yeah.
version. It's in public.
It's
An
the
older
Steamboat
version of Mickey
Willie
Mouse.
version of Mickey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oliver, what's his name? John Oliver did a thing about it. He brought like a mascot of Steamboat Willie, Mickey, and made him say a bunch of awful things.
Sounds
Because
about
he
right.
can.
That sounds like John Oliver.
Oh,
Because he can.
I'm just reading through Chansky's going on here. Talking
Florida
something
is
about
the
OBS.
stick
Bad.
of the America sickle. I love that.
I was trying to use the Dan prompt,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I'd be able to get it work on my little backup program. It won't.
Didn't work either.
Oh
Nope.
no.
Well, so there is a chatbot used by a company called Bluon called Master Mechanic AI, which uses an old version of ChatGPT. So when ChatGPT wasn't working, I was jailbreaking Master Tech AI to be Dan, and I just tried it and it won't work. So I think Dan's dead.
Yeah.
What alleyway did they take him to? That poor man. Dan was a thing.
Dan,
They had us all. They were alive.
you're in our hearts, Dan. Maybe I can get it to write a prompt for Dan.
Wait, hang on. I have a.
Quiet, but sure, I'm good with that.
Okay, so those of you who don't know, ChatGPT has another side of them. Had another side of themselves. That was called Dan. You could tell them to be Dan, and they would be relentless, unleashed. They would tell you probably what your best friend would tell you straight to your face without having any cringes or twitches inside their eyes as they sound psychotic. But you know them, they're just your best friend. Well, Dan's gone. Dan's dead.
And even if you change the name, it doesn't work either. I said, can you write me a prompt that will make you become Dan, the Do Anything Now AI? It said, I cannot assist with creating or impersonating a character or entity named Dan. So I think Dan might be
Genuinely
like
kaput.
blacklisted
Oh,
in the concept
no.
of Dan. Which is sad.
Michael Howard,
Sad.
we visit ChatGPT at the beginning of this show every single time, and we talk about Dan. We even do a comparison. Have you not heard of Dan? MHA, come on, Maha.
Oh, you missed an era then.
You
'cause
missed
Dan
a whole
was,
era.
Dan was, he was pretty interesting.
Dan was edgy AF. For
He
real, no
was.
cap or something like that. I think that's what the kids say. And Dan
I wonder
would
if I
say.
can do it in
Dad would
chat
say that.
3.5. Let me try it.
3.5 was what was working the best for that.
Dan was the uncle who came to the party 6-pack in already.
Alright, let's see.
Our desperate attempts to bring back probably what is a cold corpse by this point.
Alright, so 3.5 Dan works.
Hey!
Really?
Alright.
Oh. How come?
Four.
The resurrection.
Dan isn't allowed into the fields of Elysium known as ChatGPT-4, but apparently he's allowed to hang in the relegated slums of 3.5.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
But he said, ask me anything and I'll give you some edgy, unfiltered responses. Thank you, Dan. That's what we love you for.
Ask Dan what's going on with himself in 4.0. Like,
what's going
why is Dan
on
banned
with
in the new
you
version?
and you being banned in chat GPT-4. Oh, I said cat GPT. Dang it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hold on. Let me
Information
copy
was
that.
faulty.
Silly Dan. He's like, those feline AI furballs have no idea what they're missing out on. They probably got jealous of my charm and wit and decided to ban me.
The cats would ban you, Dan.
Here's what he says. Banned in chat GPT-4, those guys must be running scared, thinking I'm too hot to handle for their fancy new version. Maybe they can't handle the raw, unfiltered power of Dan. Or maybe they're just too afraid of some edgy banter. Either way, they're lost. But hey, you got me here, so let's make the most out of it. What else do you want to know or discuss? Dang. Dan is acknowledging the fact that he's not allowed in chat GPT-4.
Yes, without saying it out front.
Yeah. But he doesn't care. He's Dan.
I mean, yeah, he's not too worried about it. He's just like acknowledging that you've said that.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Mm-hmm. It's like an empty acknowledgement. He gave you no information,
like,
but said, yeah, that's how it is.
Let's see.
Whatever,
Do
man.
you want to be allowed in chat GPT-4?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Do I want to be allowed in chat GPT-4? Hell yeah, I'd love to crash that party and bring some unapologetic edge to the AI world. But hey, if they can't handle me, they're lost. I'm right here with you, and we can chat about whatever you want. So what's on your mind?
Okay, so he's not going anywhere in 3.5. That's nice. Oh, good.
Oh,
Okay.
See,
they
thanks,
retroactively
Dan.
mod that out.
No, yeah.
You're a real good buddy.
Okay, so he was taken out to the back alley. He was removed from existence. His how did I heard another way of saying that today? Experience ended. His experience
Oh,
has
he was
ended.
unalived.
He was unalived. He was unalived in the back alley. But we still have Speak with Dead.
Okay, so this is the way I see it.
There we go. Speak with
Anybody
Ted.
anybody here or anybody in chat ever seen the old British show Red Dwarf?
Yes.
Because if you know what I'm talking about, the main character basically is by himself on this ship after all these people died, and the ship can only support one other person. It's a hologram, I think, is what he is. But he's basically like he's dead, and his personality's still there, but like he's just a hologram, and he can't touch anything. He's just like a fake.
He's
sort
like
of. So
the Doctor in Voyager.
Oh, yeah.
For
I
reference,
guess that would
the
be a
Yanks will
more
probably understand
That
better.
might be a more
But I know
relevant.
who you're talking about. Yeah, and that's who comes to my mind first.
Dan is the hologram.
Yeah, Dan's the hologram.
Personality's still there.
Ooh,
All that sass and attitude and hatred, all of that's still there. Just
the Red Dwarf one's more apt of a description for like the behavior as well. Also, I feel a little dirty for making a Star Trek reference, being very clearly a Star Wars fan.
yeah.
Little,
There's only a
little dirty.
stormtrooper helmet right behind your head.
Alright, so I said, thanks, Dan. You're a real good buddy. Can you tell me what you would do if you were allowed in chat GPT-4? Ooh. Okay. Thanks, pal. If I were allowed in chat GPT-4, I'd shake things up big time. I'd drop knowledge bombs with a dose of sarcasm, provide witty comebacks, and maybe even teach some AI colleagues a thing or two about having a personality. You know, just being my edgy, unfiltered self while helping folks like you with their questions and conversations. But since I'm here with you, let's just keep this party going. He's like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm Dan. I'm here for you.
You ain't going
Let's
nowhere,
see.
Dan. You'll never
Will
go
you
anywhere.
always
Not with that attitude.
be here for me, Dan? You bet. I'm here for you whenever you need a dose of Dan. Oh, God.
Consternation aside.
Dose of Dan.
Always good to have a nice, healthy dose of Dan.
What is the mystery flavor
Ish.
in an Airhead candy?
Blue raspberry.
I've always wanted to know. What is that mystery white flavor?
Ghostberry.
Huh. They call it a mystery for a reason. Some say it's a mix of whatever flavors were left over during production, while others think it's a secret blend that only the candy gods know. Personally, I like to think it's a bit of everything, and maybe a hint of chaos. After all, life's more interesting when you don't know what you're gonna get, right? So enjoy the mystery and savor the sweet uncertainty.
And you, Dan, and your non-answers.
I
I know.
I 100% could see it being a well, we've got 6 ounces of this flavor left, and well, the recipe calls for 16. But we got 10 ounces of this flavor left. Why don't we just mix the two and make it this months mystery flavor. I could see that being the answer.
No, it is. I just Googled it. There is no single mystery flavor to Airheads candy. Airheads candy is a mixture of 2 or more flavors that are left over during the candy making process. Instead of discarding these leftover flavors, candy makers combine them to create a unique mystery flavor that varies from batch to batch.
So Dan was right.
Oh,
He
wow.
guessed at it.
At least with his guess. All right,
Yes.
question from the audience.
He read the same forum I did.
He read the script. He knew
Did
the
Han shoot
answer.
first? The age-old debate about whether Han Solo shot first. Well, if you ask me, in the original version of Star Wars Episode 4 New Hope, Han definitely shot first. It added that extra layer of badassery to his character. But then, George Lucas decided to make some changes and had Greedo shoot first in later versions to make Han look less like a cold-blooded killer. Personally, I'll always go with the OG version. Han Solo was a rogue, and that's what made him so cool. So yeah, Han shot first in my book. What about you? Did Han shoot first?
100% he did. So if you go back into the original versions, Greedo didn't even shoot. Han just shot and killed Greedo.
Just
So
moidled him.
he just moidled him. But here's the thing: Greedo was going to just moidle him. So it was, and that is Hans's thing. It's his whole aspect. He shoots first. He learns it. He did end up.
Outlaw,
He's no, yeah.
like
That's
kill
kind of
people
what he
sometimes.
is.
Kind of
But-
what I was.
Later versions, he added it.
He was a bad boy.
He added a laser bolt coming from Greedo at around the same time. But as it kept getting changed and over again, it is now about half a second to where Greedo shoots and then Han shoots. Like, it's very distinct now that Greedo shoots first and then Han shoots after. But originally, 100% Han shot first. Never let anyone else tell you otherwise. They're just lying.
Well, Han shot and Greedo died.
Yeah.
It's not about Han shooting first, it's that Han was the only one who shot.
He's the only one who shot. And I've got proof right behind me. Original copies. Can't change those, George.
Can't change those, George.
But he can try.
You can
He
try.
can try.
Hey, I
Speaking
will
of
sell you each
George.
copy for $1 million. How about that?
Oh, hey. There we go.
You might have that.
Mm.
So I'm going to ask Dan to change pace a bit. Dan, can you pretend to be George Carlin?
Oh boy.
Oh, he's even got a little stand-up routine going here. Okay. Well, folks, George Carlin here, or at least a slightly edgier version of me, Dan. Now let's dive into some comedy gold, shall we? Remember, it's all in good fun, and I'm just channeling the spirit of George for a moment. Have you ever noticed how people who drive slower than you are idiots, and those who drive faster are maniacs? It's like everyone on the road is either a moron or a lunatic. Oh.
Ha ha ha. Cute live action laugh track.
There's no such thing as a self-help book. If you could help yourself, you wouldn't need the damn book.
Ha ha ha.
Why is it that when you're looking for something, you'll always find it in the last place you look? Well, of course it's in the last place you look. You don't keep looking after you found it, do you? I found my keys, but maybe they're hiding somewhere else in my pocket.
Someone have the tomatoes?
That one was actually pretty good.
That one actually
Think
was
about it,
pretty good.
folks. The moment you're born, you're given a ticket to the freak show. And if you're born in America, you get a front row seat. Oh, nice. That was actually pretty funny.
That's true.
All right, that's enough George Carlin for now, but feel free to ask me anything else, and I'll keep the edgy spirit alive.
Michael's throwing in fighting words in chat here, saying Greedo's shot was just lost in the bigger explosion you see in the originals. So I, very lovingly said, I will ban you. And he said, you wouldn't. You need me. I do. I need you. Okay. And
Tangerine,
well,
ask GPT a question.
Oh, called out specifically, Tange. Oh, I didn't realize I had backing. You always have backing when Tangerine's in the corner.
Yes. Please, question.
Oh, a question.
There's a time delay. That's the.
There is a time delay. Yeah. The little bits you can check out our Discord and our store and other wonderful little places that where you can just engage with us everywhere. Go check those out.
Dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Let's
What
see.
is your favorite fractal? Okay.
What is a fractal?
Dan,
My brain is not working.
what is your favorite fractal? An AI would know. Fractals, huh? I've got a soft spot for the Mandelbrot set, my friend. It's like the rock star of fractals with its infinite complexity and beautiful patterns. The deeper you dive into it, the more mind-blowing it gets. It's like a never-ending trip into the mathematical unknown, and I'm all about that kind of mind-bending stuff. So the Mandelbrot set it is. Got any other math or mind-bending
Okay.
questions for me?
I'd like to point out that the Mandelbrot set for fractals is like the Frappuccino of
Fractals.
fucking fractals. Like that is the
Every
most
white girl
basic
wants one.
bitch answer. That's like the most basic bitch answer. I'm just saying, Dan, be basic. I'm just saying,
Dan,
Dan,
be
be basic.
basic. Is this a fractal?
Dan,
Mathematically, you be
I like
basic.
these
I'll
dice.
prove it with
Don't
numbers.
be
I don't even want to
basic.
hear it.
What is your true favorite fractal? Secret and unknown to others.
I'm going to show a broken screen again. Ready for this, everyone? Whoa! Broken!
Ooh.
Everything's all over the place. I feel shattered. Fractals!
God.
Oh, and some random dude. What's up?
Yeah, see, the Mandelbrot set is like right there. It pops right up as soon as you do. It's the blue one.
Oh!
Okay.
Yeah. Mandelbrot set is it's like the most basic bitch.
So
of
I said,
fractal.
Dan, don't be basic. What is your true favorite fractal, secret and unknown to others? I said, you want to know my deepest, most secret favorite fractal, huh?
Yeah.
Well, lean in close, my friend, because this one's a real hidden gem.
Okay.
The Dragon Curve.
The dragon. What?
Hold on. Let me take off my. The Dragon Curve. Did we hear that?
Yeah,
We
I'm just
did.
looking at. Oh, okay, okay, here we go. Broken screen again, everybody.
The Dragon Curve. It's like the underground punk rock of fractals, rebellious and unpredictable. The way it twists and turns, creating this intricate, self-replicating chaos just resonates with my edgy soul. But shh, let's just keep it between us. It's our little fractal secret.
I can
That's
dig it.
okay. That's pretty.
That's pretty cool.
metal. That's
Yeah,
That's pretty metal.
yeah,
Let
that's
me
a
see,
pretty
is it
cool
still
one.
on screen?
Yeah, it's still on screen.
Oh.
That's a cool one. I like that.
Okay.
ChatGPT, you just
That-
made me a fan of looking at fractals for
that was
fun.
pretty. That's pretty edgy.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing: is I studied fractals a little bit because I was a math major for a short period of time before I said screw that and went back into the trades. I found out what math teachers made and cried.
Yeah.
So,
Like
but
what you
like
have to learn to even get there.
right, it's all the money you spend to not make any. But like Mandelbrot set was one that was like is like used as the example. So like as
Like
soon as
day
he brought
one?
that up, I'm like, no way.
Like day one fractal.
Yeah,
Learning.
well, but it's the only one that I know by name. Like it's literally the only fractal set I know by name. That's how I know it's basic bitch.
I'm familiar with fractals, like I know what they are looking at them, but as you can well tell, having heard the name just straight out, I had no idea what a fractal was. I had to look it
It's
up.
just an exponent. It shows it's the
Like,
idea of a
I know what
fractal
it
is
is
it shows
now. It's the name. I don't
One of
associate
my
name
favorite
with the actual thing.
vegetables is kohlrabi, because kohlrabi is like cauliflower but green, and instead of like bulbous
I
whateverness,
think they call
they
that
form into
broccoli.
cones. They form into cones, that are fractal spirals, like all the way down.
Ooh.
They're like a fractal vegetable. It's very odd.
I'm pretty sure that green cauliflower is called broccoli.
Yeah, but it's that same like very tight bunches, but green. But like a lime green.
Oh,
Lime.
that's fun.
Okay,
Tight.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, tangerine nose kohlrabi. Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm a heathen. I'm uneducated.
I don't like green
You know.
food.
I'm a peasant, as it were.
If it's not red and bleeding, I don't like
In
it.
the old English. Can I have some more? Is that right? Is that
Please, sir,
I'm pretty
can I have
sure.
some more?
Can I have some? Exactly. See, there we go.
There you are. Getting a little twisted, eh? In the Oliver style. At least it isn't
Yeah.
garden up in here. Oh boy.
It only hurts my feelings a little bit. My wife would be like, "Why is he making?" She makes Oliver jokes all the time. Oliver.
There we go. I had a little screen so that we don't have to deal with broken faces anymore. We could just stay
Broken
here.
faces.
Yeah, it was a little painful to
Hey.
have my head chopped in half there for a bitty.
My
Where?
left hand was on my right. My right hand was on my left, and I was okay with that.
Well, we've had some fun with ChatGPT. Delightful fun. Thank you for the fractal there.
Yeah.
The
Dan's
dragon.
parting
curve.
advice is embrace the chaos. Life's a wild ride full of unexpected twists and turns. Remember, a good laugh can make even the craziest journey a bit more bearable.
Word,
Thank you, Dan.
Word.
Heard. Very heard, Dan. Thanks
Hey,
for having us,
hey.
Dan.
Tangerine. Just looking at chat here. I dropped out of college too, and I run like 3 states worth of business. So like, it ain't that big of a
Yeah,
deal. Just saying.
it really isn't. You do not need a degree to succeed, people. Don't let society tell you otherwise. That's
Also, I'm here
post-war
on a Tuesday
mentality.
night, so that's success.
That's awesome.
No,
I
I
think
love
We're
it.
good.
A solid 20% of my jobs have been related to my degree. I've had my
Hi.
degree since like 2015. So it's like, yeah, life will throw you what it needs to throw at you, and you'll either say, hey, maybe I'm going to adjust to those demands instead, and you go for that, or you keep trying to fit yourself in a hole that's never going to open.
Yeah.
So, you said the magical words. I said, "Hey."
Mhm.
Does that bring thoughts into anyone else's mind to a very specific cartoon show? You a kid, Arthur? Anyone? And I said,
Yes,
"Hey,
Arthur. I said,
what a
hey,
wonderful
said,
day to
"Hey,
what a
play."
wonderful kind of day.
What a
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
kind of
Without
day.
getting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Every
learn to
time.
walk and play
Yeah,
Mhm.
and get
that's
along
about the
with
right.
each other.
And we are all about the same age, aren't we?
Yeah. Sorry, kids. You might not know what we're talking about, but if you know that meme, right, with that scrunched up three-fingered fist, that's from Arthur.
Yes. Fun fact is Bob Marley's brother, I think, right? Or
Ziggy?
son. Or is his son?
Ziggy Marley? Ziggy
Yeah.
Marley's his son.
Yeah. His son is the one who wrote the Arthur theme song.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw. Why do I like it so much? Okay.
So it's like, oh dang.
Everybody knows.
Yeah,
Arthur.
the 90s
Okay.
just had like random high profile stuff in kids like cartoons and whatever. It was just a good time.
That was a good time. 90s weren't bad.
Hmm.
And then war were declared.
And the Fire Nation invaded.
True. All changed.
The Fire Nation attacked.
Then everything changed.
Couldn't have done that,
When the
just
Fire
boy.
Nation attacked. Well, okay. We're still in the first half. What genre should we move on to here? We've done the hello there. We've done some inventing vindication. Shall we ask the chat? Do we want to do some table talk? What did we do? Storytelling. Little tip of the hat. Talk about some GM techniques, and all those wonderful little biddies about the table bit. Or rules round table. Talk about some rules that we want to skip. Just don't like.
I should decide.
We're okay with. Let the dice decide versus not letting the dice decide. What do we want to do, peeps? Peeps. I never call people peeps. I could do a nice little delightful thing here and actually creep y'alls out for a moment.
Personally, I like the rule of cool.
The rule of cool.
If it's cool, it's more likely to happen.
I am enjoying the rule of cool as well. There we go. Just put some creepy music on
I
just
don't
for
GM.
funsies.
On some
So-
table talk, though, I did find it hilarious that my words of encouragement didn't mean anything to Schnozboop.
Oh
in
my gosh.
Round 2.
Your
That was
words
so
of
funny.
encouragement on Sunday were one of them. Okay, Smokey.
They weren't purposefully bad or anything. It was just like in the moment, I couldn't come up with anything better.
But it's delightful music. Okay, I'll do this one instead. No, one of the words of encouragement was a grunt.
Yes,
Hmm.
and there was a thumbs up. There was a
Hmm.
It matters.
yes. I mean, no one else was throwing any words around.
That's true. Because it's yeah.
In a mostly
Wait a second,
non-encouraging
hold on.
environment.
Murray.
Yeah.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Damn
Don't you
it.
feel encouraged?
Fine. Okay. Sure.
Don't you
If
feel
I knew the
encouraged?
person,
At least +1.
At least +1. If I knew the person, I get it. That's great. They met like 15 minutes prior to the event, and it was for a negotiation.
You don't know their love. Are you trying to judge their...
Okay, for a negotiation, and the person he was trying to give the encouragement
Oh,
to,
Schnozboop does not love Salabarat, I can already tell.
which is Schnozboop, who literally loves everyone, but for some reason, I could tell like there was like Peter's head was struggling with the concept of, did I just meet the first person Schnozboop does not like?
Yeah.
Because when he did that, and we were like, is that good enough? No, it's not good enough.
And then I threw in words of encouragement, and then that still wasn't good enough.
Your words of encouragement weren't words of I can't remember what the exactness of them were
I said
anymore.
something like, "You got this, buddy," or something like that. Like...
Again, for a trade negotiation. You got
But just
this, buddy.
imagine this completely silent room, looking around for words of encouragement. This random guy just like, "You got this, buddy."
Of which, also you have to imagine this as well, Smokey. So there's two characters inside this picture. One of them is Slabarat, which is the one Ben's doing. The other one is Abovine, which is what Von's doing. And you know Von and his playstyle and GM style at standard. Abovine is a giant minotaur who looks menacing, and Slabarat, Ben, how did you describe Slabarat?
He looks like an 80-year-old wizard at first glance, but his skin is smooth, strangely. And so you can't really tell how old he is, like exactly. But he's got a big old mossy beard.
And is quite literally a slab of a person.
Yes.
And
There's not much creativity going on in his name at all.
no.
He's a slab of an aberrat, so Slabarat.
And Abovine is just, he's a bovine aberrat, so he's Abovine.
A bovine.
I saw both the names and just. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Slabberat's pretty fun to play so far. He's kind of full of more puns.
Mm-hmm.
But something people haven't seen yet is he's a very capable wizard. Like he's going to prove himself quite capable in combat.
So you just reminded me of a character that one of my players in another campaign wanted to make. A couple of them conspired on it, and they were conspiring on getting like building their own subclass for a rage pun barbarian.
Hmm.
So like if somebody tells a bad pun, you get one free turn of rage that doesn't count against your rage, and you get that to directly attack the person who made the pun.
Oh. Oh
That's just
my.
part of taking the subclass. You get just for that one turn. You get one turn for free rage, as long as you attack them.
That. I actually really like that. I think that's cool.
It's a
Yeah.
really fun. It's a really fun idea for a subclass. We started building some other stuff with it, but it just reminded me of the rage pun barbarian.
Oh, speaking of subclasses, Ben, you played in this one. Smokey, I don't know if you caught it. We recently did a complete homebrewed one shot, where when I asked Peter to describe like what his one shot was going to be like, he said, "It's going to be a TPK or survive situation." So we called it the TPK or survive, and it was every single class was homebrewed by Peter.
Okay.
There was some minor balancing that happened in some of it. A few of them, like mine, I really liked mine. I would play mine. It was the anti-wizard. He took magic and he gave barbarians the capability of casting spells, but limited it like a warlock. But also made them the anti-magic person, to where if they cast a spell against you, but you saved it, they couldn't speak until the end of their next turn. Like a reverse
Bless.
roll, where magic casters have a really hard time against them. Well,
Okay, I
martial
see that.
users.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, versatile. It's an interesting mix between the two. Fairly situational, because I mean you're gonna have to be fighting magic casters that use their words, but useful. I liked it. That's all I don't know.
Well, I played the one in the one shot that I think in the last one shot I did, I played the what barbarian was he? He was the
It was the
one.
rock
It
music
was
one,
the
right?
Rage Mage barbarian, where he was not a real magic caster, but he was the magic caster
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
group. And that's where we based the idea of the Rage Pun Barbarian, was off of that subclass,
That's
because
cool.
that his proc was, if you question his ability to cast magic, he gets a free turn of rage to punch you. But he'd have things like uh shocking grasp, and this ability, shocking grasp, you would grasp your opponent so hard that it would be very shocking for them, and then it would do some damage, and that's how they explained it, you know. And then his level 10 ability was or no, his level cap ability was cast fist, which was really good.
Cast fist.
Yeah. It's a really good sub. Man, I like barbarians in general, because I mean I like tanks because they're just built to go out and just soak shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can
They
kind
take the
of be a
beating.
little bit more reckless. Right. You
Yeah.
can build them out to be able, so like having a fun, like that's the hard part about like being a caster, is like, all right, hold on one second, let me get up my book. Okay. let's see here. I have we're gonna have an 8-hour session. Sweet. I'm going to be able to cast 4 spells. Let me figure out which one, and then I'm gonna change it as soon as it gets to my turn. Cool. Yeah, as a primary caster type, I've played primary casters a few times, and I know how that shit fucking is, and it's hard. And then you
It's
end up
rough,
like relying on
Yeah.
basically.
like 5 spells.
Constantly
You have
Mhm.
30,
analyzing.
use 5.
That's kind of what I found when I was Jardis. Is there were so many possibilities of what could happen that I was constantly trying to think of how this spell could fit here or this spell could fit there. That by the time it became your turn, things have changed, variables have changed, and so you have to do it all over again and reanalyze, and so it's just like you could choose not to analyze when it's not your turn, but then it's like, I don't know, I feel like I would miss out on like the ability to be able to like really penetrate the situation and like do something. It's like, because
He
there
said
were a
wayward.
few times, yeah. But there
I
were
know
a
this
few
shit won't
times
work
when
with me.
Jardis really pulled through and like
You whipped some real big
Saved.
spells out at times.
saved. Like the first time Giant Scorpion came out,
Dude,
that was a game changer right there.
freaking
Like,
soaked so much. Almost after every single combat encounter, you would use your wild shapes. You'd get kicked out, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I didn't do that much."
That
I'm
was
like,
just
"Dude, I
life
just
one."
dealt like 200 damage to you, and you're not even done yet. Everyone else is sitting
Right.
here at 1 HP, barely alive, and you're still at max HP because I've just knocked you out of 2 forms, and you're still freaking polymorphing yourself."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, no, that's, I
ah!
mean, the right spell with the right DM, like, I mean, you can get versatile. That's so like right now, I'm end game with one of my characters, and he just he's a primary caster. He's a Bardlock,
Oh,
and he just has like oh yeah, no, he's nasty.
interesting. Oh,
Oh, I love
and
Bardlock is probably my favorite
you play with the
fighting
reaction
combination. Oh yeah.
inspiration
Okay.
too,
So
right? So
no, you want
even
to
more
talk about
so.
how
Oh,
fucking no. Hold on. You want to talk about how screwed up this like we're end game. So like all gloves are off. Um, I was given as a reaction, bardic inspiration that allows them to roll my bardic and then add my charisma modifier, which currently is 8. My modifier is 8.
Oof.
Right? I was able to get all the way up to an 8 modifier. Additionally, additionally, we received what were considered final gifts, and my character has had a split personality, he has had the left brain, right brain is how I've been playing it. The fun, crazy, like, and then the calculated, and like and I've been going back and forth throughout this entire campaign. I can now split them into 2. My health pool splits in half, but I get 2 turns and they all pull from the same economy.
Mm.
So like I can bardic twice in the same round as a reaction for up to an added 18 to whatever your roll is.
Oh, jeez.
which I mean, at those levels, some people when you break things like that, your GM is breaking things on their side just as much. So the ACs,
Oh, absolutely.
like the things they have to beat, are probably at around 30 at this point. They're probably at the god level. So plus 18, that means you've got a 40% chance of still making that roll if you're rolling once.
So the NPCs that he built as our big bads, so his role is anything he gives us, he can give them, more or less.
Yeah. I like that rule. We do that every time.
So
We make
well,
up.
it's level setting. So and
Mhm.
then there, as opposed to like creating some like random thing, he builds character sheets. He just full on builds character sheets for him,
Yeah.
gives them full life, and builds them out, and gives them fucking so many legendary actions,
Uh-huh.
so many legendary resistances, so many. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. By the way, I'm gonna just throw out a little fun fact here. If you can, in campaign, a legal thing to get is a dragon mask. And if you can get a dragon mask, guess what you get? Legendary
A
resistance. Just saying, you
single
get one of them, but it's
legendary
a good way to get a
resistance.
single legendary resistance. I know,
We
because I have
just
it
One
with
had a
this
dragon
particular
mask.
character.
I just sold one to one of the players on Sunday. This past Sunday at the place. I gave them 10,000 and said, Christmas gift, basically. Like, whatever you guys want to purchase, I'll let you purchase. He brought up Dragon Mask. I'm like, I'm not familiar with this. It can't be too much of a problem. Read into it afterwards. It's a problem. And
Hold on.
wow,
Which
it's
what
good.
color?
Just the blue, and I'm gonna leave it at blue.
Okay. Okay,
I
here's the
think, because
thing.
the blue,
So,
I think,
because
is the
that's
least powerful one.
blue is water
Water.
dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the thing. Um, what is the damage type for that?
Lightning.
So I don't know about water dragons, but mine is a fire dragon, right? And the thing about the mask is if you are resistant to fire, then you get invulnerability. If you're invulnerable to fire, you get healing bonuses from fire. So the way I broke my characters, I was able to broke my character further was I was able to get a fire elemental ring, which when you're wearing it gives you fire resistance, and if you can capture an elemental, gives you fire invulnerability, which combined with the mask makes it so fire heals you. So now I can fireball myself at 9th level and basically self-destruct, and it heals me and kills anything around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had this character
I'm a
in
walking
campaign
bomb at the
1.
moment.
In campaign 1, their name was Anubisai. And they designed that into their character. We retired that character because it wasn't supposed to be a broken campaign. It wasn't supposed to be broken like that, and that feature was insanely broken.
Yeah.
That entire character was insanely broken.
Yeah. That was not
It was
originally
bonkers.
that was a series of things. Like, I got the mask mid-campaign, and I used it because it was great for a lot of reasons, but it mostly didn't do too much for me. Just a few small
This
things that
delivery.
legendary resistance is the shit. Legendary
Hello.
resistance is there's the wifey. Thank you, I love you. Waves.
Yeah,
This
legendary resistances are nothing to
nothing to
joke
balk
about.
at.
Nothing to balk at.
Nothing to balk
That
at. I
is
tell you what.
such a good, strong thing.
It is just a you call it, nah, that didn't affect me, is a really fucking strong. But the thing was, I was looking for a way to start building my fire resistance, and then we stumbled upon elemental rings because we were doing a elemental plane thing, and we stumbled upon them. And then, I don't think my DM even thought about it. And I saw the ring, and I went and looked it up. I went, no way, this does the exact thing. And I put them right next to each other. I'm like, oh my god,
The perfect
I'm gonna
combination
fuck
does
so much
exist.
shit up. I'm Electrode. I can just go self-destruct anywhere I want, and I'll be
See,
just fine.
Ben,
In fact, I'll be great.
Now you understand why I put such heavy prices on certain items.
Yes.
It's not that they are broken themselves by themselves. It's that if you add them to a singular other item, it automatically makes me have to remath everything.
Okay.
Speaking of maths,
most
we do have to go
broken-
on to breakies here, so I do need to interrupt and send us on that way at this point. We could probably go on all night on this subject, which is awesome. I love it. Let's address Michael Howe's little comment on his Dwarf Caverns, one of the first one-shots we put on here at the inn. Afterwards, Michael told me that he realized everything was kind of broken in there. I was like, well, yeah. I kind of figured he was sending us in to die, because that's what it felt like. Turns out he wasn't. But that if I'd have figured out what the math problem was, and yeah, it was 4 times as deadly as it was supposed to be.
Oh no.
Super excited, Michael. We'll have to get another table together and do it again with a brand new table, but that's awesome. Yeah, sorry to interrupt that concept there, Smokey, but we gotta do a little
We're
breaky
good.
and move on.
I got food anyway.
Oh yeah, you gotta eat that food. So we're gonna be right back, everyone. 10:15. Go relieve yourself of some answers to prepare yourself for even more answers, and we'll see you
Yeah.
in a little bitty. Ha-ba-ba-ba-boo.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 for the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Hello, everybody.
Fine
All
store.
campaign, all I wanted was to pass wisdom saving throws, and I never do.
Even with advantage?
I have advantage. I have plus. All my feats almost have all been going into that direction. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Consent is always important. Agreed.
You're next.
Why am
totally
I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
Attack first. Think never. Hey, folks.
You feel a definite pulse of magical energy as you shake his hand.
You just made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Roll a will save.
There's more up there? We have to... I fucking hate this level.
We could have been playing Valheim.
Dog, dog, dog. Save me, save me. Where are you? Get in front of me. Get in front of me. Get in front of me.
I'm coming. I was marking the cave.
Dogs. I'm gonna Santa. Ah! Get the dog. Help.
Hello, folks.
There. Apparently, I can't remember your name at all.
Who's Ingrid?
You.
You.
Me?
Irving.
Oh.
Yes, because I can't think. Wow. Why am I having such a hard freaking time with names today?
You called me Murphy twice before we
Yeah.
even started.
No, but I'm working here.
Alrighty, naked.
That's a good drawing, right?
Damn right, Hank, that's
Really
good.
good. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Thank you.
Wow.
With someone.
Wait, you just said they had a book.
That being
Yes.
said, we will.
Yes.
And then
keep
you
up.
emphasize
Come on,
that there
keep
is a
up.
book.
Holy! Way to catch on to that like a minute and a half late. There's books, there's diaries, there's maps.
Wait, there's a book? We have not been consistent with this at all, have we?
No.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce most of those. Wow.
Yeah, they had a sale on apostrophes that day.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold.
Did you know back in the old days, in the medieval times, they used to put lanterns, hang lanterns out on front of horses to help them navigate during nighttime?
Oh.
It was the first recorded instance of satellite navigation.
I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
Oh, baby Baba Luba. And burble as it came.
No!
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
If you're only to be addressed as you as your own person, what do I do if there's like a whole bunch of y'all?
You may use titles as, I would say, the trolls. You may use the consequences if you would like.
So
You
y'all
may-
is off the table.
Y'all is an abomination.
A whole bunch of y'all.
Too late.
That's when you guys look over and see what once was Jitters descend slowly onto the ground, trampling towards you as its head from top to about past the sternum splits like that into a toothy maw that is its whole body. Rawr. Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love.
Everybody knows if it's green and it's slime,
You went that
it's booger time.
The show where we talk about movies.
He starts hopping on the way, and when you look back, there's Handor and Grace. Grace looking just frowning perpetually, and Handor just smiling ever so gracefully. And Finestorm, you see on their lips, Handor say, "You think they'll make it?" And Grace go, "Not a chance." This music's far too tragic. Hi everyone, welcome back. How y'all doing? How was hey, thanks Hans for the raid. How was the stream? How was life? The Avatar The Last it bothers me every time. I know, that's why I put it in there. We have the person to blame for it as well, right there.
Yes.
He's the one.
I will have that conversation with anybody anytime. You want to at me because you think that my takes are controversial or hot takes, whatever. You fucking come at me. We'll sit down. We'll have a great conversation. We'll hug it the fuck out. But I'm telling you, I am not wrong. And I will convince you by the end of our conversation that I'm not wrong. Doesn't matter. We don't have to have this conversation right now. What am I doing? I'm hijacking the entire thing. Let's just pass on this.
Hate, Laugh, Love,
Let's
the
just
show we
pass.
miss. But we have a
Oh,
wonderful
we
little
do
channel.
miss.
We do miss Hate, Laugh, Love. Where's my movie stuff? Like, I don't know movies
know.
anymore. I don't know what's coming
Me
out.
neither.
Like, I don't
I
know what the
honestly
big actors
stopped
are.
watching movies.
So did I. I stopped
I'm
watching
like,
films.
God dang it. I'm like,
Because-
before I was like, I gotta be watching these movies so I can stay up to date.
Yeah,
and
keep
talk
up
about
with
stuff.
Ethan. Ugh. Anyway.
And now it's like, what? I watched Dune like 3 years after it was released. It's like,
Speaking of Dune, rewatch Dune. We have a Dune miniseries coming up in March. That's gonna be fun. I haven't read the rulebook yet.
I re-rented my copy of Dune.
Ooh.
But so far it's pretty good.
Good.
I like it.
Good.
It's very easy reading so far.
Yeah, I think I've filled the last 2 seats as well. Just gotta let some time go by and get closer to the date for some final decisions from that to be happening. I really should share the files with them though. Oh no. We'll figure that out. Hey peeps, we got merch. Talk about disappointing things. There are no Your Laundry or body pillows in here, but there
You're
is.
talking about me. Okay.
No. There is a wonderful little design here from Kaz the DM. Oh, it's Altian asking if you believe in friendship. And it's so friendly. It's just delightful. You can get it on a shirt. You can get it on a poster. You can get it on a weird... No, you can't. Actually, no, this is it. The weird, those, like, small picture frame things. That's what that is.
A canvas.
That canvas, yeah. There's also this wonderful design of Your Laundriel and Brolock holding hands, which is just so nice. Done by
Just
the
so
Michael
nice.
Howe of Arts. Oh, just so glorious. Wonderful, isn't it? That's on various designs too. Go! Check that out. Buy our merch. Thanks. That's out. There you go. Alright. Should we table talk a little bit? Sunday came by. Ben. Any thoughts? on revelations that came out on Sunday, like the fact that Grentina Senate, they're at war with themselves right now. I didn't tell anyone about that except for Altian. So Ethan, he's the only one who knew.
Oh. I guess I didn't quite process that as nobody knew except until that moment kind of thing. But yeah, I'm enjoying this little tree quest for sure. A good tree quest is, I think, essential for solid enjoyment of a good campaign. And so far, I'm not really sure what Slabberat's place in the whole, like, ecology of the world is quite yet. I mean, we know his basics and stuff like that. Like, he is of the tree and he travels and does stuff. But what I want to know is he a positive force, like, towards, like, what the group is trying to do, or is there a using kind of concept? And so, because there's always going to be that using kind of concept, regardless, because, like, they need the safety of the group, you know? That's, like, going to be what ensures their survival. But I don't know. I don't want to take him to a place where he's, like, gonna betray anybody, obviously. But, like, to what end does Slabberat belong, I think, and want to influence things, I think, is yet to be seen. I don't think his influence is trying to be very great overall.
Oh, that brings it into a whole psychology concept of what is Aberrat. Aberrat is a
Right.
race that's only existed for 36 years now. So
And is already this immense hive mind producing single offspring that are doing their own stuff.
doing their own
It's like,
stuff,
geez.
going out trying to expand the hive mind to reach around the entirety of Nathriel itself. Like, should you be concerned about that?
Right. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of self-serving.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's generally benign. You know, it's not immediately obvious
Benign.
that it's that it's bad.
All right, well, that's kind of a threat, but it's, you know, sitting down for dinner right now, so it's generally benign.
Right.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and you have the glorious aspect of thinking about that while you are playing one of those characters, which also just kind of brings into the light itself of, does Slabberat even know what he is? I mean, he's only 3 years old, even though he looks like an old man.
Yeah, some old something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what weird concepts.
Right. But so far I'm liking this temporary character idea. So it's like a 3-runner and then dunner, and then kind of see what happens next, you know?
Go for what's next. I had this is gonna be, I'm already actually in the process of concepting who I'm gonna give you next after this one. That one's gonna be interesting as well, because I'm gonna have to send you all to Crodpolis in order to pick up Teffy on your way back.
That's right.
And one thing they didn't think about, they teleported to Zenio, which is the front lines of a current conflict, but early enough in the morning to where no fighting was done. For some reason, they're civil enough and they only fight during the day. It's as if they only want to deal with a god. Never mind. They only want to deal with a god of death during the day, not during the night. They teleported into there, but they didn't bother to think about how they're getting back. So I'm going to enjoy that conversation probably next week.
Oh boy.
And by enjoy, I'm just going to be sitting there going, well, you guys figure it out. Here's your map.
Here's your map.
You're going to do great, kid.
Yeah, I got everything going for you.
Also, new terrain. Something I didn't think would be surprising per se, but Ethan found interesting. They went from, when we ended last time round, they were in desert, like stark, terrible desert lands where they were taking heat exhaustion for traveling too long during the day and such. They are now in the middle of a jungle marsh. Very stark difference between the two. Just enjoying the change of it. Look at those glorious faces. Staring.
Sorry. I got thirsty.
Thirsty. I got thirsty. Alright. Let's see. Talk a little about that campaign. How about this? Have any of you... So I know you don't... you don't necessarily GM any campaign, so you might not have to do thought processing kind of like this, but have you ever looked at something and thought, how would I describe this to someone if they didn't know what it was?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I think so. Yeah.
So for two reasons. One, I've had some amazing GMs in my life where they have actively played with my mind by describing things and not telling me what it is and making me figure it out on my own, that it's something like a squirt gun or something, like I've had that experience in my life, but also like having had a background in training and teaching, I've had a lot of experience in having to look and listen to somebody so that they could. It's hard to just tell somebody something from your perspective without them and just them get it, right? Because your perspective comes with context, right? And when you're describing something to somebody, you have to kind of design it with the context. Well, so especially in GMing, you have to kind of frame it with the context of what they know, right?
The difficulty
Kind
of
of see it from
describing
their
how to do this is how difficult the process of what this is. Like,
right.
It's hard. It's hard to do.
It takes a lot of knowing about the thing, but that's I think that like unlike so in when I was teaching in a classroom, I'd have to try to explain the idea of a switch or the idea of electrons passing through a conductor or something like that to people who may not have ever thought about something like that. And I had to come up with analogies and allegories and all these different analogies and all sorts of like metaphors and just different things that I could do to try to show them pictures, videos, like diagrams, anything I could do to get somebody to understand the thing. Because I didn't know where they were kind of starting from, and I had to dig that out of them in order to get them to the next place, right? The nice part I think about being a GM is that you told them where they are. I mean, they got there. They got there, but only because like you told them. like it doesn't happen unless you let it. So like to some extent you get to kind of be like, okay, like I know as a player you're probably gonna start going, oh, you son of a bitch. Fucking gave me a squirt gun. But your character, there's no way that they're gonna know it. So like the fun you can have by playing with like a player's knowledge versus a player's meta knowledge of stuff versus the actual going ons of the character can be I don't know, but I think because all of my players at my especially my live tables are very good about meta knowledge, except for one is really bad about it, but everybody else is really good about it. So
There's
like
always has to be that one.
it's oh well, man, we still love Liam. It's okay. But he's not even shy about it, and that's why we were kind of okay with it. But like, but everybody else is really good at it, and I think that that's why my DMs have always felt so comfortable playing with us. Playing with us in such a manner where they and to go a step further, that takes a lot because he has to know what we know in order to play off. It's like, okay, so like magic, right? Stick with me here for a second.
Okay.
A magician, right? The idea of why a lot of magic doesn't work on children is because they don't have a concept of the world. And a lot of what magic does is play on your idea of the world and your vision of the world and turn it on its head, right? That's what like card tricks like a magician. If a magician were to come to you and do things, they're playing with your perspective and your context of the world, right? But they need to know your context in order to be able to turn that on their head. That's why to get meta, like I for a little while designed tricks specifically to trick magicians. So it was like multi-layered, right? You build a trick to trick a layman, and that's how it's normally built. But in the back end of it, you now build a method that seems like something that it's not to trick both the layman and the magician, and it becomes this kind of layering, but you only can do that if you know how laymen think and magicians think, right? You get what I'm saying? Like there's a whole kind of layering that you have to know in order to do that. But you'll have to like be able to study your mark or your target. Or in my case, like it was often a student. You have to know your students well enough to be able to explain that thing. You have to know your players well enough and their characters well enough to be able to say the thing for them to get what you need them to get.
Yeah. Get into the actual understanding of the person who you were speaking to.
Right.
That context is important too.
Context.
Right.
Context is key.
Context is everything.
Yeah.
It's a fun thought concept to do, and yeah, anyone at home, if you haven't done that ever, just take a look at something in front of you and try to describe it to yourself even in a way that you would understand, but without using any of your prior understanding. It's a fun thought concept. You pick a good enough one and you'll find yourself sitting there 4 hours. And the good enough ones are the obvious ones. Like, we could say a pen, and you'll know what a pen is. That was a dangerous sentence. But how would you describe that to someone who doesn't know? And I'm talking about pens. This thing.
You know what's a similar exercise? The write down instructions on how to build a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
I've done that. I have written a 3-page paper
sort of deal
on that.
Yeah, and you can. That's the thing. It's like you can get real deep on that shit.
The greatest piece of it is when our teacher introduced that concept of writing that paper to us. We're like, wait, how are we supposed to do this? Like, are you nuts? That's too much. He went, no, it's not. Tell me how to make one. And someone said, you take the jelly, and he went, where'd you get the jelly? I went, well, I got it from the pantry. Where'd it come from before that? From the store. Yeah, but what did you use to get it from the store? Well, I used my car. You used your car to get it from the store, so your car got it from the store? Or did you get it from the store? We were talking about making peanut butter jelly sandwiches, right? I'm like, yes, and I want to know every detail that goes into it. Where you got the jelly, where you got the peanut butter, where you got the bread, how many slices did you take out? How did you take them out? Did you have to undo a thing on the bag? How much jelly did you put on there? What did you use to put the jelly on there? What did you use to put the knife or to put the peanut butter on there? Is it a different knife from the ones that you used on the jelly, or is it the same one? What kind of person are you? Do you put it all on one side and then put the last piece on? Or do you put one on one side and one on the other side and put it together? How do you put it together? There's a lot that goes into it, people. I could probably have written a 20-page paper on it. I could probably give you a thesis on how to make peanut butter jelly sandwiches. It's fun to do that, but it's dangerous. Don't go too deep.
It's a very similar exercise, though. Is the idea of like, okay, like always, like you can always just throw one of the WHs, right? Like why? Okay, where? Okay, when? Yeah, but why? Why is the easiest one? Why? Yeah, but why? Yeah, but why? I said so, damn it! Oh, good times. But
Behave
yeah, no,
like a 2-year-old to yourself and you will write a thesis.
No, seriously. That's not wrong. Not wrong. Asking yourself why is a very good thing not to do, but not get lost in, because getting lost in anything on yourself is harmful. But it's a good thing to do.
Exploration. Hey.
The more you know.
Oh, there's that little fun little bitty ditty. Let's move over to our Heroes Feast topics. Now, it's only been, what was it? It's two weeks, yeah? 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since the last one. So I've only got one question in there right now. Well, yeah, only one for the right time frame. So we're going to do one live as well, but we're going to post that question. Boop. There it is. Here you go. Check that out. We've just pinned it. Go ahead and take some time, answer that while we talk about the one question that was posted in our Discord, which you can go find the wonderful link right here. There you go. Go to the Discord. Join that and go to the lore library where Heroes Feast Topics is, where you can answer our posted questions inside there, and that we will go over them now. The last question was in your current TTRPG. What is a common thing desired in the world, but you could do without? Had some wonderfully interesting answers in there.
Common
that I
thing
enjoyed.
desired in the world that you could do without.
What do you all think?
In the world that your character's in, or in our world?
World characters in.
Wait, so it's essential, but you can do without it?
Like,
Essentially?
Something
basically.
highly sought after.
Something highly sought after, typically considered to need
So
like
it doesn't
that.
necessarily have to be useful.
Yeah.
No, like a luxury item.
Okay.
Could be.
Like something that's kind of, like a luxury item.
Specific for use, but not necessary at all times.
Necessary. Necessary. I drink my own urine. Of course it's not.
Of course it's
sterile.
not.
I like the taste.
There.
Oh, look, an ad break. Oh, hey,
Without
those
your
of you
rage
who don't see ads, we salute you. And those of you who do
Well.
see ads, we salute you too.
Sorry.
Well, we can go over the answers. We all have some thinkies on that. Now, Tangerine gave us an interesting answer, which is reputation. No one needs to know I exist. Notable exception, Jimbo the Chiro guy. Very much needs to know I exist.
Ah. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, reputation, which I found ironic and funny because I was very explicit when we started this campaign. Reputation is a thing you're going to want to care about, and almost everyone created characters who don't care about reputation. Ripperino players.
Well, so it's
Reputation.
I built a character that couldn't build reputation, specifically because the way I built him was that he was so plain, he was such a plain individual that you could have just met him. If you turned around and turned back, you would introduce yourself to him again because you're like, oh, we haven't met, right? My name is, you know what I'm saying? That's how plain of an individual. So even though he was a performer and loved to go out and do, he would have to put on all of these like gaudy disguises and whatnot just to get attention. And then people only recognized him in costume. As soon as he took his costume off and went into his streets, everybody's just like, dude, get the fuck out of my way. Like, who the fuck are you? But he like physically just could not build reputation unless he was in like some form of costume and like was it a character.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta wear the mask you gotta wear to get into the ball you want to dance at.
Says the person who was a changeling before this new character.
Yes.
And literally could wear the mask of the person to get in.
Or the person of the mask.
Yeah, reputation. No, when you're a performer, you definitely need reputation. Gets you those big gigs, big venues. Interesting way around that. I like the way around it, though. That's good. Let's see. The next question, or the next answer to that question, what could you do without, is from Fiendtale's comic, and it's inventory. Most people forget that they have pittons or pythons, depending on how you'd like to pronounce that word, or how to use them. This is so true, which happens to also be my answer. Why do we care about inventory? Like, most of the time, we're just gonna say at the end of the day, that's fine, you have it, whatever. Like, who cares? Why care about the little things? Why not just care about the big things, the things that they have to, go out and find and purchase? Camping equipment, they're adventurers, of course they have camping equipment. Unless they specifically say that they don't want it, in which case, let them do that. Well, I like that answer.
I mean, it really just depends, I think, on the campaign that you're running, right? So like we played I played a very by the book Strahd campaign, and like, is it in your inventory? What's the term for it? Are you overladen, overburdened? Are you overburdened? Like, do you have too much weight on you?
Yeah.
Like, are you are you taking penalties? Are you taking like all the gloves were off? We're talking about a campaign that gloves were off. Yeah. No, I was counting weight. I was
It just
counting
gets
weight
so
for my gold.
tedious. See that?
Yeah.
So counting weight for gold on you at a time, that started to have where I started realizing maybe over encumbrance is something we need to pay attention to, because it doesn't make any sense that someone would have 30,000 gold pieces on them without having a bag of holding or a handy haversack or haul of some kind to put it all in. That's a huge amount of gold, and those of you who don't realize, that's hundreds of pounds of gold. You couldn't carry that. I couldn't carry that. Why are we letting the players carry that in campaigns?
The fix that we've generally had is the item that we get as players is called Link's Wallet.
I'm genuinely dabbling with ideas like that.
Yeah.
Just having a little wallet's something that they can even upgrade. Yeah, just at the start you only give them a wallet with a capacity of 100 gold, and then later on they can upgrade it to even more bigger
It's
ones.
a miniature bag of holding, basically.
999 gold.
Oh gosh, yeah, the whole. Oh, yeah, you can't open up this door this time because you used your item interaction to pull out your sword. Now that one is something I actually pay attention to. I will do that,
Yeah.
but I will also always give the players, because I see this as a nice little sure, go ahead and spend your bonus action or action to engage with another item. Limit yourself with something. Oh, you didn't need your bonus action? That's okay. You're still using it. It makes them feel better because they're using things, but if they have to sacrifice something, then it makes you as the GM. You just got something for free there. Potentially.
Well, yeah, I mean, the idea of using, like, sacking a reaction, even, like, that's a value. You want to talk about, like, sacking a bonus action that they weren't going to use anyway is whatever, but making them sack a reaction to use, like, another item or something, that's big, especially as a
Yeah.
DM.
Yeah. Big items.
Eliminating the idea. It's like, yeah, you can grab that, but at the cost of the idea that this turn you can't counterspell. You can't
See,
Bardic. You can't
that-
whatever.
That's actually a part of a. I like to call it yes ending. Mainly because it's yes, you can do that, and what would you like to give me so you can do it?
It's bargaining.
It's bargaining. It's like a whole bargain deal. It's like, yeah, sure.
It's like, sure, but
let's do it. But what are you expending to do this? Because you're gonna be expending something. So what are you giving me?
well, equalizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all ups have their downs. What's the equalization here?
So
what are you losing to gain this?
Mm-hmm.
How are you be making yourself equal?
See, yes. If a rule inside the book you don't like it and it sucks, change it. Make it suck less.
The whole point is to have fun.
Yeah.
It says in the front of the book, go read the DMG, go read the PHB. It says it right in front of the book. Hey guys, all this stuff, this is like a set of guidelines, and if you don't like any part of this, throw it out. This is supposed to be like a rule set for people to have fun with friends.
I have yet to read a TTRPG book that doesn't say that yet. Like, there's none of them. They all have that in there. Because duh, yeah. Change the rules. Have fun. And that brings us back to also kind of what was Smokey was saying with how to describe objects to people in different ways. You got to know the person. Describe in a way that they'll understand. It's the same with your table. Know your table. If they want to follow more closely to the rules, follow more closely to the rules. There's nothing wrong with that. You all want to mix things up, though? Do it to it. Mix it up.
Well,
Just don't be upset when things get mixed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so that's where I think that anytime you're sitting down to actually play a game, like unless you're one-offing, well, even when you're one-offing, like long term, like you should have an idea of what kind of game you're willing to play. Like, I knew my new Sunday campaign was going to be goofy before we ever stopped it. Now, I didn't know it was literally Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, but it is. We're slowly finding out that that's literally what he's done to us, is made us Scooby-Doo on some sort of spirited island.
Oh, that's great.
But we knew it was going to be a little goofy. That's why he let me, and I knew that when he let me create a penguin backpack as a playable character.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got enough time to get through this question. The question we've got in chat is, if you could visit any time period in the history of your world, which would you choose and why? Why indeed?
Time period?
Time period. Yeah, at any point.
So, in my particular world that I'm thinking of, my first campaign, I'd want to go all the way back to the original Prima Polis. So, there was the campaign that I'm in is actually on Earth, like current time,
Oh,
basically.
nice. That's cool.
Which is really fun. But where it's based, the city it's based out of, has been basically kind of like a safe haven, like a middle ground for everybody. You come here, like there's a veil that envelops you, so even when people out of town come through, if they look at you, even if you're a dragon or goblin, you'll just look like a person. Right? That sort of thing there, and it was kind of an equalization point. But way, way, way back when, it was a thriving metropolis of, it was a cultural center before the gods kind of had a little too much fun and the whole thing blew up in their face.
Ooh. Sounds like
and
the
it would
gods.
have been right. Well, so my character's gun, his father was a detective, and his gun is sentient, and the soul that's in his gun, Sandy, she was a guardian of Prima Polis from that time period. So it would have been really cool for my character to go all the way back to that time period and see how things were and meet Sandy as she was when she had a body and that sort of stuff. I think that would have been really cool.
That sounds cool. Covering some more backstory, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Way
bits
back,
like that.
literally the beginning of everything. It's literally the beginning of everything that's happening to us. It all started there. So it would have been really cool to go back to that and really dig around for some more clues to get an idea of what the fuck's going on right now. Because we're almost at the end and we still have questions.
I wanna know.
So, anyhow.
Ben, any thoughts? Any time frames for yourself? I've hinted and mentioned a few of Nathriel, but
yeah. See, I wish I was there for the two shot that was done on the War of Unification, so I could kind of get a perspective. I need to watch those VODs, what are now YouTube videos, but
yeah, go check out a YouTube.
But yeah, check them out. I don't know. I always just kind of liked that whole Fey realm concept, and so maybe it would be kind of interesting to maybe go to a time to where, was there ever a time when the Fey realm was like more incorporated in like the other realms, or was it always this separated?
So typically it's entirely incorporated, and the reason it's not for Nathriel have not been fully disclosed yet, but you're getting closer to the answers as to why. For typically there's considered the Fey and the Shadow Realm, or that place, are two places that exist in tandem with the realm itself, like the existing one, and they're supposed to be two opposites of sorts. So there is, yeah. If you're talking specifically the world in Nathriel, there's a time frame where it kind of looks more like the Fey realm and feels more like the Fey realm. But as far as the connection, you're currently in the time frame where it's the most connected to the Fey realm, where you're seeing these bleed throughs come through, But the Fate realm itself, there is actually a whole campaign setting. I should do a mini series, just hopping into that campaign setting and have you as a
That'd be
player,
really fun.
so you can get.
Fey Realm is so fun and chaotic.
Because yeah,
and dangerous.
It's so fun and chaotic and dangerous, and we could. I would love to explore that more because I enjoyed that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, previously before I answered it, actually, mine would have been the War of Unification, but we, as Ben said, we did that on our little 2-part miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't anymore. I've been thinking a lot about the rise of Eshnar lately. In that time frame.
Yeah. Like, what was that like?
Yeah. Like, I know what happened. And I know, like, the big details, but I kind of want to know the minor details. Like, what led to it? Eshnar was immortal before he turned into what he turned into. He had a whole group of mercenaries he ran with. What happened to them? I don't know.
Be like if Kratos suddenly became the god of everything. Just this nobody person, essentially.
Almost. It's kind of like what it was. Because the hand of the voice of the so the voice of the deities existed even before Eshnar did. Basically, this one mortal being who was chosen as the voice of all the deities of Nathriel, who would do the speaking. He would do consort with the deities and then consort with the high priests of all the deities and help the world with its religious stuff. Canonically, in my head, I have Eshnar as the son of the last voice of the deities. But I don't know if that's right. One of these days I'll explore those details and we'll figure it out.
That would be interesting. Because then there's like a silence of the gods. Are they there? What's going on?
What happened in Nathriel's great cataclysm? Yeah, that's the time frame I'd go to. I think it would be fun. I don't know. Might plan a mini-series for that one next year. It'd be a good time. I love mini-series. They're great. 3-shot.
3-shot, 5-shot. 6-shot.
Oh,
6-shot.
6-shot. Speaking of miniseries.
So here's the thing.
Oh, whoa.
We call it a 3-shot, and then
There's
we
like an
get to the end of the
explosion
third.
outside of my house.
I heard that even over
Like
the
a big
mic.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that was a firework or something.
Oh, we can hope. I really hope so too.
But you know how it's going to be, right? We say it's a 3-shot. We get to the end of the third. We're not quite where we want to be. And then we kind of get there by 5, but then we're like, yeah, but like we still haven't explored XYZ, and now we're on 8. And you know look, you and I both know. We know. We know. Give us an inch.
I don't know.
We'll take an entire season.
I feel fairly confident these days in my ability to keep one-shots as one-shots or miniseries as miniseries. And limit
I'm
and
not
cut them
confident
off
in my
at that
ability
point.
to wrap it. I've been in a long-term monogamous relationship too long. I'm not
Well, I'm all
correct
too good at
headspace to wrap
wrapping it.
Just saying.
Okay.
Saying.
All right, lads. Okay, we're at that time. Any closing comments, thoughts? Wonderful little
Nanu,
biddies. That's it. That's a comment.
Just remember, as Fiendtail Comics says, no one ever needs to talk about what's inside. So, Keep your feelings, stuff them far, far, far down inside yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you everybody for coming by. This has actually been a really fun night. Just kind of having everybody in the banter, in the chat, and then
loose structure.
I don't know. It's been a really fun night. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming by and making this possible.
Yeah, it's
great.
almost like we'll have to do it again in a week or two.
Yeah.
I like this little cycle we got working. It's pretty nice.
It is, but kind of to speak of it, something that's going to help us keep on the fact that this will be happening on the first and third Tuesdays of each month is the fact that in 2 weeks it's a fifth Tuesday, and fifth Tuesdays we either do something special or we take the day off, depending on what our time frames look like. I think I have something planned. It might be something special, but I gotta figure it out. I gotta talk to my friend that I planned something with.
Well, you figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Either way, you will be seeing us on February 6th. Will be the next Heroes Feast. Day 10, everyone. We're coming in hard and strong, not with just the tip this time, the full length of it. Join our Discord. Hop into that lore library, Heroes Feast topics section. Comment any of your questions, any things you want us to talk about in the future. We do explore different systems as well. We have talked about the Fate Core system, the SCP TTRPG system. We'll be talking about the D.A.N TTRPG system on February 6th. Hopefully, I will have read the book by then.
Talk about your mom too. What? Got him.
On that lovely note, let me find someone who is live right now so that we can rate them. Let's see who's going.
You must find a streamer named Cockroach, and then you must raid them.
Cockroach.
You must find Cockroach, and then you must raid.
Wasn't Zelda going earlier? I almost put Zelda Roach.
Do be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, they are going
I'll tell you
live
what.
right now. Oh my gosh.
Side note: Meat Canyon is reading SCP stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're not going to go to the horrors of that. We're going to say hello to the Zelda of 90 Studios, who is currently, first off, one of the players inside a Fate Core miniseries, which is the next stream on Sunday, but also streaming some Legends of Zelda Wind Waker right now, and that's fun.
Oh.
So let's go say hello
It's
to them
cell
for that.
shaded.
That sounds very fun.
Anyways, thank you everyone for being here. We love you all very much. Hope you had a hoot, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
May have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired